What's up, gamers? Today I need to talk about something important. Now, before I begin, I want to say I'm sorry I haven't posted anything in a while. But I've been busy with school. I'm in a training program. Right now I'm taking custodial, but I'm taking that for right now until I can improve my math and reading skills so I can get into Alpha program. That way they can help prepare me for college. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and talk about something today. Yesterday, I just heard from Alpha Omega Sin that the next Xbox, hold on a second. The next Xbox, which is rumored Xbox 720, codenamed Durango, is rumored to have some type of feature in it. And it's going to be an online-only system. Okay, seriously, is this necessary? I mean, why is Microsoft planning to do something so stupid like this? Hold on a second. Alright, the battery's fine. I just got done charging the battery, and well, I haven't got done charging the battery yet. Another battery needs charging. It's for my camera. Before I begin, I just want to say, I find this ridiculous. What is now, this isn't directly from Microsoft, but according to what I heard from Alpha Omega Sin, he said that on Twitter, a man named where did Alpha come from? Adam Oath, I think that's who he was. He ended up posting on Twitter with a hashtag, he posted on Twitter, Microsoft's Xbox 720 is online only, with hashtag deal with it. No, I will not deal with it. Thank you very much, Adam. Why don't you grow a pair and think about what you're saying? Gamers, half of the world can't get access to the internet. Either that or more people can get access, or there's more people out there that can't get access to the internet. I mean, why is Microsoft thinking about this? Is it because of the DRM? Are they listening to Electronic Arts? Do they want to stop used games or something? Whatever's going on, Microsoft needs to open their eyes and realize that half of the world can't get access to the internet. That's something they need to understand. Either that or they just don't care, when in fact they should. The 720 ain't even worth buying if... What's the point of buying a console if you can't get access to the internet? What's the point of buying it? It'd be just a waste of money. I mean, there's going to be some new games on it. Would I like to play it? Would I like to play those new games? Of course I would. But I would never blow whatever amount of money they're going to charge me for. Microsoft, if you're hearing this, I will not buy this Xbox 720. I will not. If you're not... Actually, this directly goes to Adam Oath. Adam Orth, actually. And you know, is this something Microsoft really wants to do, or is it just a rumor? If you're wondering what the music's in the background, it's from a game I'm playing. I first played Xbox back in the 200s, 2000, during the 20th century. my uncle, he got the Xbox original a long time ago. His first game was Halo Combat Evolved. At first, I was a kid back then, and he said I probably wouldn't like it because, it was rated M. I wanted to play it because it looked cool. It's just, at first I thought it was kind of like Star Fox, or at least that's what my sister said. What on her looks of it. But no, it was a first-person shooter. And where GoldenEye was my first ever first-person shooter, my uncle told me, no, it's like James Bond. But anyways, eventually he started to let me play it because, during the second mission, he had to go activate this bridge, and he asked me, hey Corey, if you didn't care, would you, if you don't mind, would you care to drive the Warthog over the bridge? Back then he used to call it the Warty Hog. But I did, and I started to help him out a bit, and he's like, I guess I'll play. Together, we beat it together. Technically, I beat it, because we played on co-op. On his file, he never beat it. Because when we got to the final mission, we ended up getting to the ship, but we had to get off the Warthog. That's the ship! Move! We need to get aboard now! At that part. He held off the enemy and told me, Corey, just run as fast as you can. So, we beat. My dad, him and my uncle stayed up all night trying to beat it. And then Dad went to work after they beat it. And, they used to have a good time together playing it. To this day, I still play Xbox. On the original Xbox, I played games like Fusion Frenzy and I used to play Dad's Medal of Honor Rising Sun, based on World War II. This day I've got games like Ninja Gaiden Black, Dead or Alive 3, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I wish I had games like Project Gotham Racing and Munch's Odyssey. Some of the good games that the Xbox has got. It was a powerful system, one of the best systems I've ever played in my life. Back in the 6th generation consoles, like the PS2, which I'm playing right now, the Nintendo GameCube, and the Dreamcast, which I'm getting ready to take upstairs to play with a friend. That's called good games, so much replay value. See, the problem today with the industries, Microsoft's obviously siding with Electronic Arts with their online pass bull crap and all that. To me, I think Electronic Arts only invented that just so they can try and stop just to block used games. I've been hearing all of this from Gamer Muzz, Alpha Megacin, and other gamers who are starting to notice. In fact, I found an Electronic Arts address. I'm writing them a letter as soon as, maybe tomorrow, maybe today, depending on how long I spend upstairs with my friend. But dinner starts at 5, so he's probably gonna have dinner. So, but I'm just gonna see if it's alright with him. And I love the Xbox. Granted, I grew up with Nintendo more. PlayStation and Xbox do deserve some love. Because I'm not a butt-loving fanboy. I don't go and say, oh, PlayStation's better, oh, Xbox is better, oh, Nintendo's better. Because you want to know why? I'm thankful that we've got video games in this world. Video games were created for one purpose, and that's entertainment. Ain't nothing wrong with playing games. I just don't spend 24/7 like I used to back when I was a kid. I've been too busy trying to work on school, trying to get into college. In fact, I'm going to go to college and be a video game designer. Over here in the state of Kentucky, there's 2 schools that I know has video game designs in it, with Morehead State University and Eastern Kentucky University, according to what I've heard in research. But I'm still trying to do some more research, because I believe I've found a true reason to be a video game designer, to help save the industry from going to a crash like they did in 1983. I can guarantee this. If I was a video game designer, I will do whatever it takes to be the best video game designer in the world. The best I could be. I will not send my products over to Electronic Arts. Companies like EA, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, 505 Games, Activision. I don't know with Activision because I hear they got online pass too. Any industry that is using an online pass, they will not publish my games. They're not the industries that I grew up with, that I fell in love with. And it includes Capcom too. Granted, they don't have online pass, but they are using on-disc DLC, and they're the worst because they'll defend it no matter what you say. But with this whole online-only thing, how is it going to work out? Let me check the battery again. Alright, it's still recording. This is bullcrap. Granted, I've got internet access. I've got internet at home. Or I could just buy an internet box and plug my Xbox 720 up to it. But that doesn't mean I'll buy it. The only reason why I'm not going to buy it because I don't think it's fair to those who can't get online to access it. If it's going to be online only, I'm not buying it. And the only reason why is because I don't think it's fair to those who don't have internet to get access to it. And with all the downloadable content that's being released, day one DLC and on-disc DLC. Companies are releasing unfinished games and they'll be complete when you buy all the DLC to them. The DLC system is being abused. DLC is meant to be expansion packs to enhance the gameplay's value, to add more value to it. The Lost and the Damned from Grand Theft Auto 4, Harley Quinn's Revenge from Batman Arkham City. Anything. And you know, I've watched level 1 games as, you know, Muzz, I've seen your 235 video, Batman Arkham City ripping off gamers. 235, is that what it is? I've got some kind of short-term forgetfulness. I guess that's what you'd call it, but granted, I don't forget what the video is. And you see, according to what you said, Muzz, it's the reason why I got the Game of the Year edition to Arkham City. Came with a separate disc that had all the DLC on it. That way I didn't have to pay for it. But now this one didn't come with an online pass. But don't worry, I believe your information about Arkham City. It's locked out. Content is locked out with an online pass. Industries must think we're stupid. Either that or they're just punishing us for finding value in some of their older used titles. I'm not going to support this bullcrap. Would I like to play the new Xbox? Of course I would. Would I like to play the games on it? Maybe Halo 5, Gears of War 4, or Alan Wake 2, Blinks the Time Sweeper 3, maybe a new Banjo-Kazooie if Nintendo don't buy the rights to it. Rumor has it Nintendo's planning to buy back Rare, which I'll do a video on that later. Right now, I want to get this out of the way. Microsoft's a cool company. I like some of their titles. I love them. I'm an Xbox fan. But Xbox isn't the only console that I play. I play Nintendo and PlayStation. I don't think Xbox is the best. I don't think PlayStation is the best. I don't think Nintendo is the best. To me, every console is equal. But if I had to pick one console to live with, it'd have to be Nintendo systems, because I grew up with Nintendo. Actually, it's more because I grew up with Nintendo's, because they've got some good high-quality games that are fun to play. They've got some hardcore games. Like today on the Wii, there's Xenoblade Chronicles and you know, those Operation Rainfall titles. There's Sin and Punishment Star Successor. You know, back in the old days, Nintendo had hardcore games. You know, they were targeted towards teenagers mostly, and maybe young adults, because two on the GameCube were M-rated titles, Eternal Darkness and Geist. On the 64, There was titles like The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye 007, all sorts of Nintendo published titles. Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. But that's just my opinion on Nintendo. This is all my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's fine, but don't try and say it's a fact, because it's not. You've got your opinion, I've got my own. And I will respect other people's opinions, I do. But the deal with this new Xbox Online feature only, I don't see a point in buying it because, like, let's say I'm trying to connect to the internet, and then all of a sudden a error, which I think it's fake because I hate errors, they're so annoying, errors occurred, unable to connect to the internet. I recently just got the latest update for Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. However, the problem, it's got some bugs. It won't let me load up some of my older maps, which I want to play so badly because of all the spawns and this thing, in this update. But I don't, because I can tell you right now, there's people out there that can't get internet access. Once the system is released, I bet it's going to have tons and tons and tons and tons of sales. And then people are going to start returning it because they can't get access to internet. Microsoft, if you do this, where are you going to be? What's going to happen to you? How are you going to make money? How are you going to remain as a business? See, game industries, this is my message to the gaming industries. To those that are using online passes, who are using the DRM, Day 1 DLC, on disc DLC, you guys got to cut it out. It's no wonder why the industry is crumbling today, why the 7th generation consoles sucked. And don't say because it's used games, because used games aren't the problem. Used games have never been a problem to the industry. True, they're not making money off used games, but I can daggone well guarantee that I have never, ever in my entire life, have I ever seen an industry go under because of used games. You want examples? Okay, I can give you good examples. When Free Radical went under, was it because of used games? No, it was bad business decisions that killed them. Now, this is a good one. When the Sega Dreamcast went under, one of my all-time favorite consoles went under. Was it because of used games? No. It was bad business decisions that killed it. And it was on a bad move of Sega. They're now a third-party company. They're still making video games, but they're out of the hardware business. Either that or it's just a rumor because I hear they're making a laptop. I'm not 100% sure though. Rumor has it Nintendo's planning to buy Sega. But that's just a rumor. My thoughts on rumors, I don't know if they're going to happen. Nobody knows if it's going to happen. God knows what's going to happen in the future. God knows what's going to happen to the industry today. Granted, I'm not saying that to get all highly religious. I'm just saying. But when this went under, was it because of used games? Nope. In fact, Sega didn't do so well on console games. Granted, the Genesis was an awesome system. They kept making some add-ons to try and keep it alive to compete with the Super Nintendo because they said it was dying. There was the Sega CD. A glorious system, but it wasn't released at the... it was released at the wrong time. And it was kind of a bad move because it cost a lot. The 32X. Another add-on. Now, you guys have your own opinions. I don't think they suck. To me, they've got some cool games I'd like to play. See, it's not that they suck. The problem was, gamers would rather just wait because by the 32X came out, the Sega Saturn was on its way. Not only was the Saturn on the way, but so was the Nintendo 64 and the Sony PlayStation. Sony wanted to make an add-on for the Super Nintendo, but Sony decided, but as soon as they started development, Nintendo just backed out. Nintendo said, no, we changed our mind, let's not do this. Granted, I would have loved to see PlayStation as Nintendo, but it's not a thing right now. There's Blue Tongue Studios, there's THQ Oz, THQ Phoenix, Blue Sky, Tice Interactive, Chrome Software, Chaos Studios. They all closed down due to poor performances and bad business decisions. Poor performance is poor performance, period. And all these industries that I just listed, they said nothing about used games. And currently, THQ is going through a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And they said nothing about used games. Actually, scratch that. They were going through a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. But I hear what's happening to the industry right now. Just give me a moment, I'm looking it up. Right here's my laptop. When I'm filming something, I can quickly look up something. Bankruptcy and liquidation. They had a default on a $50 million loan from Wells Fargo and were on the verge of bankruptcy. And now THQ is bye-bye. Also, listen to this. In a posting on Twitter, Platinum Games producer Atoshi Inaba expressed interest in acquiring the Darksiders franchise from THQ. The Darksiders Homeworld, Red Faction, and Destroy All Human franchises, as well as its license and original properties, in a court-approved auction which will be held from April 1st to April 15th, with the process completed by May. Maybe on April 1st, but it's not an April Fool's joke, so. Microsoft is serious about this. Are you sure? I mean, let me ask you all. Do you want Microsoft to do this? Don't say, well, it don't matter to me because I got internet access. I mean, it's good that you got internet access. I do too. But do you think it's fair to those who can't get on the internet and access this? If you buy it, if you support it, then your answer is no, I don't care. I'm not going to buy it. I will only buy an Xbox 720 as long as they don't block used games, as long as it's not online only. I mean, if it's not backwards capable with the original Xbox and the Xbox 360, that kind of would be disappointing, but on the other hand, it kind of wouldn't matter because I don't want them, more importantly, I just don't want them to block used games. I don't want them to make it online only. Sony said that the PS4 is not going to be online only, and they're not going to block used games. Although I did hear a rumor that the PS4 will have a feature that will allow other companies to decide if they want their games blocked. Excuse me for a minute, I'm going to play me some music on here. It's also the music I was having a couple seconds ago. I'm not splitting this into two parts, but this is going through Microsoft Video Maker. You know, I currently own a Nintendo Wii U, which I'm sure you probably know. I was going to upload a video about it unboxing, but it kind of had some family members in it, and I was having a hard time trying to get my Wii U connected to the internet, so I decided not to. But, you know, I've got pictures of it. It's on my DeviantArt account, Facebook. I don't know about Facebook, but it's not on MySpace because I hardly get on MySpace all because of Facebook. But anyways, to me, I just don't think it's fair to those that can't get on the internet to access the Xbox 720. As long as they use DLC the right way and not abuse it, that's fine with me. But don't add day one DLC or on this DLC. Don't abuse the DLC system. I want some expansion, new missions, like the 2 on Resident Evil 5. Let's see, The Lost and the Damned on Grand Theft Auto 4. Harley Quinn's Revenge on Batman Arkham City. Yet to come. Some new map packs like the ones in Call of Duty. But my problem is that I'm just tired of the decisions that these companies are making. Microsoft, if you're hearing this, if you're watching this, don't block used games. It's a waste of time. And plus, if you don't want us buying used games at all, then lower the price. Industries out there, $60 or $50, it's outrageous. $40 kind of is. I don't know about 30, but at least lower the price down to at least $25 or $30. The right price. I'm sure and don't let the money bother you, because I'm sure you'll make enough and sell plenty and lots of copies. It's worth it. It's worth lowering the price. Lower the price, but I want you companies to lower the price. Don't block used games, and don't make it online only. Don't make your games online only. Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, I'm not trying to sound rude, but this kind of goes to Nintendo as well. Don't attempt to make your future consoles online only, or your games. Sony, Microsoft, same goes to you. Sony, I'm glad you're not trying to block used games, but don't put in that feature that will allow companies to block used games, if that's what they want. Last time I checked, Sony, you're against people who hate used games. Sony, last time I checked, you don't mind used games. You don't mind people buying used games. You don't care. And that's good, because they're not causing any trouble. Used games are not causing any trouble whatsoever in this world. I've never seen an industry go under because of used games. Have you? If so, name me one. Name me an industry that has closed because of used games. Oh, what's that? You can't? Because it's never been set. We know the real problem with these video games. But you industries are trying to distract us from that problem, aren't you? You sure are. You're saying, well, the fact of the matter is this, it's because of used games. Used games, my butt. Used games, my big toe. I don't want to hear all this bullcrap and all this preposterous scapegoats that you're making. It's like with Capcom. They claim that Mega Man Legends 3 was important to them. They claim that Mega Man is still an important franchise. If so, why won't Capcom, if Mega Man is still important to you, why won't you bring us a new one? Oh, because there's not enough people that want it. That's bull. Look at 100,000 Strong for bringing back Mega Man Legends 3. Well, we praised it, but we can assure you there won't be MML 3. Don't say it's our fault, because it ain't. Industries, I'll see to it that you listen to us. Gamers that are listening to me, you listen to me. Don't listen to these industries. They don't want you to think you own a game you buy. Folks, anything you buy, it's yours. You can sell it, trade it, loan it, borrow it, give away, or destroy it. But don't destroy it, because I don't see a point in destroying it. Unless if it's something really, 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 really bad, like, I don't know. But don't let that bother you. But in the meantime, guys, gamers, if you're watching this, listen to me, listen to Gamer Muzz, listen to rants by Alpha Omega Sin, or listen to Event Status. Listen to those who has the common sense and has the right answers, who know what's going on. Listen to us, gamers who know what's going on. Gamers who know what's happening. We control the market. We can tell industries what we want and we'll get it. Look at the ending to Mass Effect 3. Gamers spoke up and something happened. Look at what Operation Rainfall did to get 3 Nintendo titles to come to America. They spoke up to Nintendo and they got those 3 games. In the meantime, gamers, listen to me. Don't listen to these industries. They're trying to tell you games are licensed to you. That's laughable. That is stupid. You listen to me. Listen to Square One Games. Listen to Gamer Muzz. Listen to the rants by Alpha Mega Sin. Listen to... There's a lot of people you can listen to. And you should listen to them and not these industries. In fact, there's a video I'm going to post called "Is the Gaming Industry Crashing?" by Clever Noobs. Don't worry, they're not really noobs because I don't believe in noobs. But I'm not putting up with Microsoft's bullcrap. I'm not putting up with Online Pass. Look, I'm not saying don't buy their games. I'm just saying don't buy all the junk they're attaching. I mean, if you don't want to buy their games, that's fine. Personally, that maybe, forget what I said. Why don't you don't buy their games at all? We control the market. We have the power with our wallets. I can walk into any store right now. I can go into GameStop, Walmart, Toys R Us, Target. I can reach out my wallet, take my money, and waste it on a game. And what's it going to do? Granted, it's going to raise the sales to the game, but if I waste my wallet on Microsoft Points, PlayStation Network money, or to buy some DLC or online passes, it's going to get worse. All these companies, all they care about is money. Sure, as a company, you got to make money. But what they're doing is ripping us off. They're scamming us. We're now victims of the biggest scams to hit the industry. They're not going to look after us. They're just going to take our money and head for the freaking hills. Uh-oh. We just got took. Now, let's take a look in the future. Let's see what the future has to offer. We all buy into this. It got worse. Man, it sucks. I can't believe I have to keep all these games I buy. It's a shame that I can't loan them or trade them. That means if you let them block used games, if you let them take control of your rights of games, we're going to go back to 1983. Once they block used games, that means you have to keep it. You can't trade it in, you can't loan it, you can't invite your friend over to play it. If I bought a game that I have in my hands right now, and let's say, you know what, this sucks. I can't believe I have to keep this. I wasted $60 for nothing. What am I gonna do? Oh yeah, I know what we can do. Don't buy into all this bullcrap. We know what's going on with the industry, but they're trying to distract us from the real problem. Well, I can tell you this right now, it's not going to work. I know what's going on with your practices, EA. Microsoft, if this is a rumor, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not going to do anything. It's going to cause nothing but trouble. This is also a message to Capcom.
Stop using on-disc DLC. That goes for all you industries as well. Capcom, I'm specifically targeting you because you defended it. And your defense makes no sense at all. You can't defend that. I already blowed $60 on Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and now you're telling me I have to pay extra for those characters? Are you punishing us because we hacked those characters? Are you doing that because you just want money? Why are you doing this? And don't say because it's a right opportunity to make some more money. It's not. It's just... It pretty much is a waste of money because I'm not buying those characters, Capcom. Either you give them to me for free, or I might as well just not pay them at all, because you're not getting more of my money. During my 19th birthday, I got some money, and that's when I bought Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I bought Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City as well, and Ninja Gaiden 3. I'm starting to experience what's it like when I buy a new game. Granted, I have my own opinions. Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City could have been better. It should have been better. More importantly, Capcom shouldn't have gave it the slant 6 games. Ninja Gaiden 3, I liked it, but it's not as good as Itagaki's work. It's not like the Sigma series that Yosuke made when he took over Team Ninja. I think he's doing a good job. He just needs to harness Itagaki's power, his skills of game, of creating wonderful games. It's good that he said Dead or Alive 5 will not have DLC characters or stages. And he said because it's unfair to those who can't afford to pay it. And that's good. Capcom, you should listen to them. They got a point there. Their point is bigger than your stupid practice. But anyways, Microsoft, if you're listening to this, don't do this. Do not block these games. Do not put on this DLC or Day 1 DLC. Do not make it online only. More importantly, don't make it online only and don't block used games. I mean, try to put some backward capability in it. If you can't, I understand, but don't block used games. And don't make it online only. Sony, I hope you don't do the same. It's good that you announce you won't be blocking used games and you won't make it online only. But Sony, don't put in that feature that will allow block used games. In fact, people have to sell used games. And you should care. You should understand that. Either that or you just don't care. And if you don't care, you should care. You should care about your fans. The more you listen to them, the more money you'll be getting. Don't be a money-grubbing company. That goes to all the gaming industries out there. When you run a company, don't care about money all the time. Listen to what the audience has to say. Listen to what the consumers have to say. Because you know the old saying, the customer's always right. Like that episode of SpongeBob, like Mr. Krabs said, the money is always right. Regardless, listen to the customer. Don't listen to your gut. Don't listen to yourself. Don't trust your instincts all the time. Because we know we can make you something better if you would start listening to us. I say for once, stop trying to block used games. Do it for a couple of years. And if an industry doesn't go undercover because of used games, you'll know deep down I was right. Used games are not causing any trouble in the industry. Adam Oath, I do not appreciate that Twitter post. Deal with it. No, I'm not dealing with it. And if this is what it's going to be, then I'm not going to buy the Xbox 720. No, I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. And don't say it's my fault, because it ain't. It's your fault. You're the one that wants to make money. You're the one who wants to give it to me. You're the one who wants me to buy it. I'd buy it. But if you're right about this post, then forget it. In closing, but before, let me check the battery. Uh-oh, I better hurry up. Battery's almost dead. In closing, I got my first console when I was 5 years old. I played my first console when I was 5 years old, and that was the Nintendo 64. A friend of my uncle's came over to our house one day with the Nintendo 64. GoldenEye, Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Rampage, all these good games that I played. One day, my grandmother, my mom, my cousin, my sister, my uncle, we all went together up to Big Kmart at Southside Mall before it closed down, which closed down a couple years ago, but not when I first... Okay, just forget about that. We all went together up to Big Kmart. We bought the Nintendo 64. We bought Banjo-Kazooie. We bought Mario Kart 64. We bought Yoshi's Story. I've got Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye 007. I played good games. Conker's Bad Fur Day, Perfect Dark, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. There's Mario Party, Banjo-Tooie, Pokemon Stadium, Kirby 64, you name it. Bomberman 64, Bomberman Hero. These are all great titles I've ever played in my life as a kid. You buy a console, you buy a game, you play the game. Remember all that time and effort you put in just to get all of that extra costumes and that infinite rocket launcher on the first Resident Evil and the PS1? Speaking of the PS1, my daddy bought me one. Well, he bought him one. He gave it to me when he stopped playing it. We had great titles like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Gran Turismo. Mostly he played EA Sports. He played NASCAR games. He played NCAA. He's more of an NCAA fan because he mostly watches college football. He bought me and my sister Crash Bandicoot series 1, 2, 3, and Team Racing, and the party game Bash. He bought that for all of us to play on the PS1. I used to play a demo that had Tomb Raider, Medieval, Metal Gear Solid. To this day, I own Metal Gear Solid, one of my favorite third-party titles. I wish I had Resident Evil. I wish I had FF7, FF8, FF9. I wish I had them all still. I wish I still have a chance to play used games, because these overpriced new ones are too expensive. And if you don't want us buying used games, lower the price on the new ones. Or at least don't block used games. Because you got to realize we have to buy used games. And if you don't care, you should. I got my games when I was a kid. They were so good, I used to invite my cousin over to play it, or we'd go up to his house and play his. I once went up to his house, he invited all his friends, and we played GoldenEye 007, Perfect Dark. I used to play on his GameCube with him. And more importantly, those were so many good titles to me. Titles that I still have and I still play today. Me and my cousin, I used to invite him over to my house a lot. I used to go over to his, and we'd play all of these good titles. Then I got the Sega Dreamcast. I invited him over again just to play it. And we'd play Sonic Adventure. Best Sonic game I've ever played in my life. And I still have it today. I used to play Sonic Shuffle by myself because not many people would play it with me. But it was still a good game. I still have it. Awesome party game. Then I had Paper Mario that my mom got me on Valentine's Day one year. I invited my cousin over to play it again. I let him borrow it too. And then he ended up beating it. Back when I was little, I accidentally erased it. Actually, it's not that I erased it. I copied my file onto it. I was actually trying to get that file to copy onto mine because I wanted my file beaten. I was too lazy to beat games back then. I used to cheat a lot. Sometimes I had people beat games for me, but that's not how a real gamer should do it. I play it by myself. I'll beat it by myself. Then I invited my cousin over one more time, or again, and we play Sonic Adventure 2. Yes, mostly my cousin. Great game. Great games. Back in the old days, when you buy a console, you buy a game. When you play the game, you loved it so much, you played through it again. How about after offering some more replay value? How about offering unlockable in-game content? Back then, we were rewarded for putting so much time and effort to beat challenges to unlock new content in the game. That kept us playing the game. And then we'd play through it again. But now today, we're not being rewarded anymore. We're charged extra. And I'm not putting up with that. I'm not putting up with that. I'm not falling into it. We as a consumer can shut Microsoft down within an instant. We can tell game industries what we want and we'll get it. If you're not going to buy into this, if you think this is bullcrap, I say stand up. Sure, you're just one gamer, and one gamer won't change anything. But it matters, because your voice will be heard. Speak up, and your voice will be heard. And they'll hear us all if we all shout together. It's going to have to start somewhere. I'm getting ready to write a letter to Electronic Arts. And by the time I'm done, I'm going to ship it out. Then I'm going to work on my letter to Microsoft, asking them how I feel about this. We control our wallets. I would not buy any of their products if they're not going to listen to us and give us what we want. And that's all I have to say. It's a nice day. Actually, it's probably going to get ready to rain, but I got somewhere to be. Dinner's in 4 minutes. And after dinner, I'm going to go up to my friend's room. I'm going to see if we can't play Dreamcast together. That's all I got to say. Y'all have a wonderful day.